Good evening, Hornet Nation, and welcome to Braemar West, historic Braemar West, for another edition of Hornet Hockey, where your favorite team, Bantam Hornets, will be taking on Waconia. This is a grudge match because about a week ago, Waconia took it to the Hornets, and the Hornets went down 3-1. So after an exciting win last night against a very strong Minnetonka squad, Edina looks to continue their momentum and take revenge on the Wildcats. So we are moments away from puck drop. I think the only thing of note is Anders Misselt is still not on the ice, still nursing an ankle. Other than that, we have a full contingent, and we're looking to take care of things at home, as we say. And we'll be back in a second. All right, moments away from the drop. We got Ivany, Nolan, and Hester, backed up by Bauer and Helmer. Just a note, we had some bad audio last game, so hopefully things will improve. Ivany on the draw, tied up, sent back to the Cats D. They go D to D and send it up to the near side wall and throw it into the Hornet zone. Rink-wide pass intercepted, and the Wildcats are pulled off sides. Last time we played the Wildcats, the Hornets just couldn't seem to find the back of the net. So we'll try to change that. Ivany on the draw. Puck tied up, skittering back to Helmer. Helmer slides up to Nolan on the near side wall. He throws it into the zone, and Hester chases into the corner. Hester tied up by his man in the corner, looking for an outlet pass. Wildcats steered around to the far side and throw it out of the zone, where Helmer picks it up at mid-ice. Helmer looks at his options, wheels and deals and turns. All the way across to Hester. Hester gets stick checked in. Here come the Wildcats rolling in. Stops short on the line, and Helmer now draws up on the right side. Hester trying to work it up through the zone. He got tapped a little bit. Helmer stops a shot, and this one sneaks through, and Brennan will pick this one up in the Hornet zone. Helmer hassled by a man. Wildcats try to keep the zone, dancing across the blue line. They're going to try to roll in. Dangerous. Helmer now jabs this man to the sideboard wall. A soft shot to Quick and sent back into the corner. Helmer dishes up to Hester. Hester gets rubbed out on the wall, and the Wildcats almost contain the zone as they throw it down deep again, and Bauer gives chase. Bauer surveys, looks, throws it up the wall to Charlie. Charlie now, nice pass to Bergmeyer. Bergmeyer rolls in on the left side. It's Bergmeyer. Bergmeyer right there to, Kurvita. Nice connection there, but nothing. Potts can't quite hold the line. It sneaks out, and Ponner holds it mid-ice. He throws up to Wilkins, and Wilkins cannot find the handle. And here come the Wildcats down the right side. Throwing rink wide all the way around to Kurvita. Kurvita held up momentarily as he tries to dish it up to Bergmeyer. Potts now into Kurvita, and he sends it right to the red line where the Wildcats dish it right back down. Potts intercepts, throws it up the wall, and it's sent back into the Wildcat zone. Wildcats go D to D as they survey and look up the ice. Potter knocked down. This one's going to go for an icing at 12:52 in the first period. No score. As both teams trying to get their sea legs in this Sunday afternoon contest. Dorsey, Ferrara, and Ewers in, backed up by Potter and Potts. Dorsey on the draw. Ref squaring things up. Dorsey tied up in the dot, comes away to Ferrara. Ferrara dishes it to Ewers. Ewers trying to battle around back behind the net. Comes to Ferrara, quick shot, turned away by the Wildcat tender. Back to Dorsey. Dorsey throws it out in front of Ferrara. Ferrara dances right in the slot and nothing. We're going to get a penalty. Not sure what that is. A push. We'll get the reconfirmation, but the Hornets will be on the man advantage. High sticking is the call. And Ferrara will be set to take the draw. Bauer and Darlene come in to backstop. Tied up on the dot. Ewers tried to snake through the slot, and Ferrara throws it back to Bauer. Bauer skids across the line over to Darlene. Darlene looks, surveys. Down to Dorsey. Dorsey in on the dot. Down to Ferrara. Ferrara chips it out front. No one there in the rebound. Bauer down low, looking. Back to Darlene. Darlene in the high slot. Quick shot. Rebound. Naked in the slot. Nobody. Ferrara goes up high over the net. Darlene pinches up, but it sneaks through. Here's an opportunity for the Wildcats. Rolling in with speed. Eric Lindros cannot find it, and Quickie with a nice leg save avoids certain peril. Wildcats still holding on the dot, throwing it again, and Quickie makes the save. So after some decent pressure in the zone, good opportunities, the Wildcats come roaring back and look for a shorty to no avail. So Ivany, Nolan, and Hester come in, backed up by Potter and Helmer. Potter looks, sends it back to Helmer behind the net. Helmer surveys, looks, slides it back to Potter. Potter now looks up ice, looking for an outlet pass, slides it all the way across to Helmer. Helmer now looking, gets it to Hester at mid-ice. Hester gains on the right side, wheels in all the way around, still battling, working, stopping short, looking, sliding it back to Helmer. Helmer now sliding across the blue line, looking in the high slot, sends it back to Hester. Hester on the top of the circle. Oh, and it goes off Helmer's skate, and it's a foot race. Potter's going to get there first. He swings around, looks up ice. Everyone's on sides. He gains on the left side. Wheeling all the way around. Potter knocked off the puck, but he's going to go chase his own. Looking again. Gets to Ivany on the wall. Ivany rolls in, quick shot. Saved by the Wildcat tender. Nolan behind, battling his man. Picks up the puck in the near side corner. Looks. Looks more. Down to Hester. Hester's looking. A lot of looking going on, people. Hester now rolls it. He snakes it over to Ivany. Ivany now rolling in on the circle. Looking. Back to Helmer in the high slot. Looking. Helmer fires. And the Wildcat tender flashes the lever, and he traps it away with 10:42 left and 5 seconds left in the man advantage. No score in the early stages of this first period as Bergmeyer, Wilkins, and Kervita come on, backed up by Darlene and Potts. Kervita down low. Oh, almost a tip shot there by Charlie. Nothing doing. Darlene pinches up, rolls around the corner, looks from the corner. Rolls in, quick shot from the side, nothing. Kervita now slides it over to Darlene. Too far for Darlene. Bergmeyer picks it up at the point. Bergmeyer looking. Works down, pinned against the wall, but still manages to drop it back to Charlie. Charlie in the corner, slides it down to Bergmeyer, over skates, and the Wildcats try to fling it out, and Darlene just sends it right back down for Wilkins. Wilkins on the wall, pinned up, leaves it to Kervita. Kervita now battling his man. Wilkins comes in, lays down the wood, and pushes his man down. Puck sneaks out of the zone. No icing, and Darlene's going to have to chase this one down. Darlene leaves it for Potts in the near side corner. Tries to throw it up to Charlie, gets it to Bergmeyer. Bergmeyer reverses course back to Potter. Potter snakes it up to Charlie. Charlie now with speed through the neutral zone. Gaining on the left side, rolling down. Throws it out front, but nobody home as some of the Hornets go for a line change. Here come the Wildcats stealing away. Potts last man back. Long shot, way off target. Skids all the way around to the near side. Dorsey picks it up. Dorsey loses it in his skates, but he still rolls after it. Ewers now battling. Dorsey picks it up, over skates, and the Wildcats look to reverse course. Stop there. Here's Ewers in the slot. He rolls around. He's looking for an outlet. He's hassled by his man. He dishes back. Potter scoops it in, and the Wildcats scoop it right back. Look at all this scooping going on. Here come the Wildcats rolling through. Pass gets deflected slightly, and Ferrara goes down. It has to be chipped away by Quickie. Out front again, chipped back again. Bauer battling his man in the corner. Puck sneaks up to Ferrara on the near side wall for the breakout. Potter stick too far, but he contains his own, and he tries to roll it in, and he does successfully. Wildcats looking to regroup on the breakout, get it to the near side corner, sliding it up. It's held. Back to the point. Oh, and Potter just over the stick, and we get an offsides with 8:31. No score if you're just joining us. As Ivany, Nolan, and Hester roll in, backed up by Helmer and Darlene. Puck comes back to Helmer as he surveys. He looks up, goes D to Darlene. Darlene up to the red line, sneaks it up to Ivany. Ivany now rolling in all the way around, looking to center, stops short, looking, held on the wall. Who's going to dig it out? I don't know. A lot of boys pinned up there on the wall in the corner. Snakes back all the way back to Darlene. Darlene fires. Legged away by the Wildcat tender. All the way back to Helmer. Helmer from the point. Fires. A tip by Ivany. Almost a little clanker on the outside there as Ivany gets pinned to the wall. Here's Nolan. Out front. Tip. Nothing. Slid across. Another shot. Darlene fires. All the way over the net. Ivany battling on the wall. Wildcats knocked down. Helmer holds his own. And we're going to get a penalty. As Brennan is shown the gate. Refs conferring on the call. Don't know. Roughing is the call. So face-off down in the zone. Bergmeyer set to take it. He's got Wilkins out there and Helmer and Darlene backing him up. Puck tied up on the dot. Comes back to the point. Wildcats look, survey, down to the circle. Looking all the way across rink wide to the point. Wildcats down back. One-timer. Ovechkin style from the opposite side. Nothing doing. As the puck skitters out of the Hornet zone. Wilkins giving chase. Hassling his man. Wildcats pinned back deep, and here they come through the neutral zone. Rolling up. Stopped by Darlene. Darlene surveys. Slides it over to Helmer. Helmer looks up ice. Gets it to Bergmeyer. Bergmeyer with speed. Rolling. Bergmeyer crashing the net. All the way around, couldn't quite turn the corner on that as the Wildcats recover and push back forward. Stopped short by Charlie. Wildcats now with numbers, rolling through the zone. They're going to be offsides, and they are. 6:52 left in the first. In this scoreless contest, both sides have had their opportunities. As Dorsey and Kervita come on to kill this one off with Bauer and Potts. Puck slides back to the Wildcat D as they look up ice. Through the neutral zone they roll. Gaining on the left side, walking in, stopping short, looking to set something up. Dorsey hassling his man, disrupting the play. Potts holding his man to the outside. Puck goes down deep behind the net. Wildcats rolling. Up the near side wall, back to the point. Looking, sliding over to the side. Now crashing into the zone. Puck loose, comes away to Dorsey, and he flips up the wall and out of the zone. Here's Kervita racing. Can he pickpocket? No. Yes. No. As the Wildcats look to get some semblance of a power play going, the Hornets are thwarting at every opportunity. Through the neutral zone. Here come the Cats as they roll in. Long shot, leg to side. Potts picks it up on the far side wall and dishes it out of the zone. Wildcats have to regroup as the Hornets go for a partial line change. Dorsey in, disrupts the play. Still sent back down. Wildcats not getting much going on this power play. On the breakout, here come the Wildcats, looking to dish up the wall. Stopped there by Bauer, dishes it down to Ivany, slides it all the way across to Potts on the far side wall at the red line. He throws it down deep into the Wildcat zone, and Nolan is there to stop that puck right there. Back to Ivany, down low to Hester. Hester stick checked away, but he's still on the puck. He's battling his man. He's still controlling it, looking for that center. There's Ivany. Oh, and it's just off his stick. Helmer from the point, looking, swirling around, wheeling and dealing. All the way back to Helmer again. Helmer slides it across to Potter. Potter Sends it down to Nolan. Nolan now looking for that outlet pass. Right to the slot, but nobody home. Potter racing back to get it inside the Hornet zone. Chased by a Wildcat, but he turns and burns and turns again. Slides it back behind the net all the way to Helmer on the near side corner. Helmer looks up. There's a tip pass, and the Wildcats keep it in the zone. Nolan chips it up, looks to get it to Hester. Hester boxed out by some Wildcats, and the Wildcats return the favor and slide it right back down into the zone. Potter picks it up, reverses course, sends it to Helmer. Helmer now surveys, looks up ice, gets it to Nolan. Nolan with some clear ice, rolling in. Brennan Nolan, rolling, firing. Yes, it's in. Did you see that? It went off. Yes, it's in. Goalie made the initial save and just dribbled into the net. We'll take it any way we can get it, and the Hornets are up 1-0. On a Brennan Nolan breakaway. So with 4:26 left, the Hornets take the lead 1-0 as Dorsey, Ferrara, and Ewers come on, backed up by Dahlin and Potts. Puck sent back to Dahlin. Dahlin surveys, gets it over to Potts. Potts sends it back to Dahlin. Dahlin looks up ice, looking all the way up to Ewers. Ewers now gains the right on the light side, tries to snake it through to Ferrara. He can't quite get it there. Still held in the zone as the Wildcats are on their heels with this ferocious Hornet forecheck. Puck comes back to Dahlin, who sends it over to Potts. Potts looks up ice, stretches it over to Dahlin. Hornets looking to spread things out, and it's intercepted by the Wildcats, and they pull themselves off sides. So Bergmeyer, Wilkins, and Kavita come on. Both teams are now at full strength. Both teams exchanging blows at mid-ice. Looking to gain some sort of possession. Kavita now throws it down into the Wildcat zone. Wildcats retrieve in the corner, looking up, looking to break out. It's Kavita now, trying to roll through in the slot, and it's intercepted and thrown right up to the Wildcats, who gain through the neutral zone with speed. Rolling on the right side, long shot, sticked away by Quickie. But the Wildcats hold in the zone. Rink-wide pass goes nowhere, and Dahlin slides it all the way up, almost. Knocking their men around. Potts controls, looks up ice, gets it to Kavita. Kavita to Bergmeyer. Bergmeyer kicks it up in his skates as most of the Hornets go for a line change. Puck is left for Dahlin. He almost gets it over skates. And I think we got a hand pass. So the faceoff will come outside of the zone with 3 minutes to play in this first period. As Ivany, Nolan, and Hester come on. Backed up by Bauer and Potter. Puck rolls up on the side wall, comes back to the point for Bauer, who slides it all the way down, all the way around, where Nolan will meet his man. Puck held on the near side wall, all the way out. Bauer contains in the zone, throws it right back down to Ivany. Ivany leaves the puck for Nolan. Nolan tries to slide back to Hester. Hester out front. There it is, out front. Bauer sends it over the net. Ivany now wheeling and dealing, sends it down to Nolan, who overskates. Wildcats now dish it over to the near side as Hester is there to bang it right back down to Nolan. Boys battling on the wall. Nolan kicks this puck, and it sneaks out of the zone where Bauer contains at the red line. He throws it right back down, and we get an offsides with 2:12 remaining. So Dorsey on the draw with Ferrara and Ewers. Puck tied up on the line. Bauer freed away, gains on the right side. He's got Dorsey racing in. A quick shot, a rebound, nothing. And it's stopped, and the Wildcat tender doesn't quite know where it is. Somewhere in all that massive padding. With 2 minutes to play in the period. Hornets up 1-0. Dorsey on the draw. Slides it back to Ferrara. Ferrara curls around, leaves it to Bauer. Bauer at the point. He's shot, deflected. There's another shot. Ooh, a quick shot by Ferrara. Scooped away by the Wildcat tender. Nice heads-up play there by Ferrara. And we'll do it again. Ferrara pinned on the wall by the Wildcat D. Send back to Dorsey. Dorsey behind the net, looking at his options. Looking, slides in front. There it is to Ewers. It's still in the slot. It's still there. And here come the Wildcats as they dish it out. Potter retrieves it mid-ice and throws it back to Bauer. Bauer now looking up. Gets it to Ferrara. Ferrara knocked off the puck. Still battling. Working it. Bauer throwing it up. Gets it to Dorsey. Dorsey swings around. Slides it up to Ewers. Ewers now leads it to Ferrara. Ferrara's going to gain on the right side, rolling in. He's got Dorsey as a trailer. Dorsey in the slot. Swept away by the Wildcats at the last second as they roll up for a breakout. Held by Darlene in. Out front momentarily as it just slips across the crease. And here come the Wildcats rolling through. Helmer boxing his man to the outside. Darlene comes in to help out. Darlene scoops it away. He's pinned to the wall and leaves it for Helmer. Helmer looks up. Gets it to Wilkins. Wilkins now tries to poke it through. Helmer's right there on the trailer, and he slides it all the way down into the Hornet zone, or the Wildcat zone, with less than a minute to play. Hornets holding the zone, getting the better of play between the two teams at this point. Wilkins slides it in. He's tripped, but no call is incidental. As the Wildcats scurry behind the net and look to break out. Wilkins holding the zone, and now it slides out, and Darlene will have to give chase. Icing is waved off with 30 seconds to play. Darlene around the net to Wilkins. Wilkins now slides it up to Kervita. Kervita gaining. Poke checked away, but Bergey's right there. Bergey, yes, Bergey. Oh, and he tried to go 5-hole. No connection. Bergey behind the net. Bergey is right in the slot there. Helmer bangs it back down. All the way behind Kervita. Trying to slide off front. There's a quick shot. Slides across, and there we have it. First period in the books. Hornets 1. Waconia 0. And we'll be back. All right, just about set for puck drop, second period action. Fresh 15 on the clock. Ivany, Nolan, and Hester out there, backed up by Potter and Potts. Puck sneaks into the Hornet zone. Potter boxing his man to the outside, gets it to Nolan, who throws it up to Ivany. Ivany with speed through the neutral zone, gaining on the left side, rolling all the way in. A quick shot, gloved away after a blocker save. And we'll get a face-off in the Wildcat zone. Ivany on the draw. Back to Hester, who sends it to Potter. Potter down to right in the slot to Hester. Hester fires. He couldn't quite get the lumber on it. And then dribbled harmlessly into the corner. Nolan from the corner looks. Behind the net, rolling around, looking to center that pass around the circle all the way back to Potter. Potter on net, tip. It's in the equipment. It's nowhere. Where is it? There it is. Sent to the corner. Potter pinches up, throws it down to Ivany. Ivany now dances his way into the slot, intercepted there by the Wildcats, and they throw it right back out for the breakout. Long stretch pass doesn't connect, and we should get an icing, and we do. A decidedly different Waconia team than we saw the other night. They might have been pumped by the fact that their entire town turned out for the game. Dorsey on the draw, puck sent around to the far side corner, where Ewers now throws it back to Helmer. Helmer throws a shot on net, a little bit off to the side, and Dorsey gives chase into the corner. And that's Ferrara battling his man. Just sneaks out, and here come the Wildcats as they gain on the right side. Helmer holding his man to the outside. There's a centering pass. No! It's a clanker! It did not go in! Oh, mercy me! It tipped off. Goalie's best friend, that pipe, prevented a goal. Wildcats pressing behind the net. Bauer throws it in the far side corner, and Ferraro will be the first man there. He rolls back, sends it all the way across the crease to Bauer, and Bauer now sends it right up to Ewers. Ewers now throws it all the way up to Ferrara. Ferrara's got Dorsey racing in. Here's the shot. There's the tip. There it is. Yes, Dorsey, did you see it? Connection, Ferrara-Dorsey continuing their goal-scoring escapades. As Ewers scored 2 last night on this line, and now they continue to roll with Dorsey and Ferrara. Well done. Hornets 2, Wildcat 0. With 13:09 left in the second frame. Good patience on by Dorsey there, just to do a little wiggle move and send it in the back of the net. Carita now. He gains in the middle, rolls through, a quick shot, sails off to the left. Bergmeyer in the corner, pinned to the wall as the Wildcats look to break out. Good forecheck by the Hornets as they're holding the Wildcat down low. Wildcats struggle to break it out, and it sends back to Dahlin. Dahlin, it's stick checked away. Interferes smartly with his man, and now he contains around the net all the way up to Carvita. Carvita sends it rink wide over to Wilkins. Can you get their foot race, Wilkins? Yes. Firing, yes. Hand, yes. Now, center it. Yes, beautiful, but nobody home. Puck sneaks out of the zone, and Dahlin looks. Surveys, sends it up to Wilkins. Wilkins on the line, kicks it soccer style. We got multiple sports going on here, people. Into the slot, nobody home, and the Wildcats shovel it out. Where Ivany back on D, helping out, throws it up, right back to Ivany. Ivany through the neutral zone, gaining on the right side. Rolling around the point, right to Nolan. Nolan fires! Sticked away by the Wildcat tender. A long stretch pass. Here comes Wildcats, 2-on-1 situation. Nolan racing back. A flutter pass across, hard to control, and here comes the reverse. Hornets get it up. Hester throwing it into the zone, and it's going to sneak all the way down, and the Wildcat tender dishes it off. Rink wide pass. Hester stands up his man, and here come the Wildcats once again. Rolling on the left side. Stick checked there by Bauer. Sticked away by Quick. Wildcats pressing, holding it in the zone. Now it's back to the point. A shot, partially deflected. A tip. Oh, and a long stretch leg by Quick. Saved the goal. A little bit of frothiness out front. With 11:28 to play. So Dorsey on the draw. Tied up, comes back to the point. A quick shot, a cranker, a whiff cranker. Definitely not certified fresh. And Quickie traps away the quick shot. So we'll do it again, people. Dorsey in the draw, tied up in the dot, sneaks back to the corner for Potter, who rings it around to Bauer on the near side corner. Bauer looks up, just past Ewer's stick. It's sent out into the crease, poked away, but here's another shot off to the side. Ewers from the corner looks up ice. He's plastered to the boards. Dorsey there tries to wheel. Wildcats now pressing. A centering pass goes nowhere. Back to the point. Wildcats looking. Here's an opportunity for Ferrara. Dorsey on the trailer tries to wheel up. He goes down too. And the pickpocket maneuver is foiled. Here come the Wildcats, rolling up on the left side, throwing it down into the Hornet zone. Bauer there, plastering his man against the boards. Comes over to Potter in the near side wall. Dorsey comes in to help out. He sneaks the puck up to Ferrara. He can't find it behind him. Still looking. Nobody can find it, and it squirts out again. Dorsey holding his man. These guys got to be getting tired as Ewers now takes the seat on the ice and gets it up to Ferrara. Ferrara bangs his way through, wheeling and dealing, and most of the Hornets go for a line change. Ewers has to stay on the ice as the Wildcats are now reversing course. Here's the Wildcats rolling in. Here's a shot. Oh, yes, quick! He made the initial save and it dribbled wide. Wildcats just pressing. Ewers still on the ice as he shovels it up and tries to get it out of the zone. Puck sneaks back, and now it's out. And the Hornets go for a partial line change. Wildcats holding in their own zone, looking to go up the ice. Holding on the blue line with pressure from the Hornets. Now gaining and throwing it all the way down deep. And Dahlin will pitch it back behind the net to Kervita. Kervita loses touch with the puck. It goes out front. Nobody there. Hornets still trying to poke it through. Kervita with that lumber. Look, it's Kervita time. Rolling through, and he's stick checked away. And I believe something happened. I don't know what, but it's a whistle with 9:31 to play in the second. Offsides. I'll call it offsides. As Bergmeyer set to take the draw. The ref's assessing an unsportsmanlike for something. I didn't see what happened. But Waconia is guilty, and the Hornets will be on the man advantage. He must have said something. So at 9:30, the Hornets will be on a man advantage with Bergmeyer, Kervita, and Wilkins backed up by Dahlin and Helmer. Strangely, it's 5-on-5 hockey still. So I guess this guy's going to sit for a while in the box. I don't know. I don't make the rules. I just call the game. Puck slides back to Kervita. Oh, into the slot area, and it sneaks out of the Hornet zone all the way back to Quickie. Quickie, long stretch pass to Bergmeyer. Bergmeyer tried to send it up to Wilkins, and here's a shot, chance. Oh, sticked away. Yes, yes. Saved by Quickie. The action was too furious to actually make the call, but the end result is the Hornets are no worse for the wear. Fresh horses for the Hornets. As Ivan Nolan and Hester come on. Puck slides back to the point for the Wildcats as they throw it on net. No tip opportunity as Nolan meets it on the near side, far side wall. Puck slides up. Here's Hester, 2-on-1 situation. Ivany over, slides it over. Ivany! Into the belly of the Wildcat tender for a save. Golden opportunity on that 2-on-1. As we'll get a face-off to the left of the Wildcat tender. Ivany on the draw, sends it to the wall. Picked up by Hester as he rolls. They try to sneak it out of the zone. Potts pitches up, still holds his own, still shoveling it aside, still holding it. Well done, Potts. All the way down, a stick too far for Hester, and Nolan meets it on the far side corner. He bangs it up. It's sent all the way back to the point and held in by Potter. Puck still in the Wildcats zone as they are having a tough time breaking it out. And now it sneaks out. Right on the line. Hester now driving it on the right side. Nice move, but he's sticked off the puck. And the Wildcats try to send it with force around the wall. Nothing doing. Puck sneaks by. Ivany's going to be there to meet it. And puck slides all the way back to the Hornets zone. Potts in the corner. Tries to stop short. Pinned against the wall. Ivany coming in to help out. Puck right out front, slapped aside into the high slot, dangerous, and now it sneaks out of the zone, and the Wildcats will have to check up. Puck all the way back, Hester doing a yeoman's labor, chasing down his man all the way behind the net. Stopped short by Nolan. Nolan trying to center it. Sticked away as the Wildcats fling it up the wall, and it sneaks out of the zone. Potter slides it over to Potts into his skates. Now sent up, intercepted, but off sides. With 7:29 to play, the Hornets lead 2-0. So I don't know what happened to that Wildcat guy, but he's wearing number 66, and that's basically blasphemy, wearing Mario Lemieux's jersey number. You just don't do that. Now he's coming back out. He's back in the box. 30 days in the hole, hard time. Dorsey on the draw with Ewers and Ferrara, backed up by Bauer and Helmer. Puck sneaks back into the Hornet zone, all the way back behind the net. Reverse course, stolen in front, right out front, banging, nothing, still there. Turned away, but the Wildcats control, back to the point. A one-time cranker, a wiffle ball, saved by Quick. Wildcats pressing, another shot. Quick turned away with his leg pads. Wildcats digging in front. It's back behind the net. Helmer dishes it across, all the way across to Ferrara. Ferrara slides to Dorsey. Dorsey tries to sneak it through, and he's plastered to the wall. Wildcats go D to D as they slide it up, intercepted by Ferrara. Ferrara rolls in by himself, almost pulls himself off sides into the high slot, still wheeling, still dealing, still banging. It's there, it's over the net. Ewers tries to put it out front again, nothing. It's out front again, Ferrara, nothing, nobody. Good chances by the Hornets, they just couldn't put it home. And here come the Wildcats as they roll in and gain on the left side. Rolling around behind the net. Bauer keeping his man to the outside. Dorsey sneaks it past his man, slides it across to the other side, nobody home. Wildcats pinch up. Ferrara trying to hold it, still held on the circle. Still one-time shot, turned away. Hornets got to get some puck possession here instead of just pushing it ahead. Wildcats still centering, back to the high slot, firing, turned away by Quick. Dorsey into the corner. Dorsey looks, fires it, contained at the point. Held down. Dorsey slips it up the wall to Ewers. Ewers tries to sneak it through, and it's sent right back down. Helmer now surveys from behind the net. Up to Ferrara, who one-times it, and it's still held. Here's Dorsey. Dorsey across. He's going to gain on the left side. He's got Ferrara wheeling all the way around. Looking to center. Quick side shot. Nothing. Tried to put it out front again. Slid there. Ooh, there's a floater. Can the Potts get back? But it's going to be Quickie who steers it aside. Nice Quickie. Now Kurvita rolling on the right side. He's got a 3-on-2 odd man rush. Thwarted there. Oh, and Wilkins lays the wood on his man. Puck free in the slot momentarily, and the Wildcats try to gain through neutral ice. Hornets are going to get a penalty. It's going to be Wilkins roughing. I think this physicality has gone to his head. 2 big blows, and they caught him on the second. So the Wildcats will go on a man advantage with 5:17 left in the second. Hornets up 2-0. Bergmeyer on the draw, sent all the way back to Darlene behind the net. He slides it around to Kurvita on the near side. Kurvita tries to snake it up. It's contained in the high slot. Can't quite get the stick on it, and Bergmeyer will have to whack it up from the corner. Still held, contained by the Wildcats as they look to set up a power play. Back to the point, looking, down to the dot. Wildcats looking to center it, back to the point. Down low again, sneaks past the stick. Bergmeyer holds his man. Puck now right into the slot. Saved by Quick. Covered up. Little bit of extracurriculars out front. But the ref, keeping a firm hand on the tiller, has calmed this game down. So Ivany and Hester come in on for relief. There's no penalty up on the clock. I don't know why. Shot from the point. Saved by Quick. There we go. Penalty clock was obscured by a speaker. With 4:38 to play, 1:22 left in the man advantage for the Wildcats. Ivany on the draw, sends it to the wall, back to the point. Wildcats just pitchfork it all the way down behind the net. Wildcats controlling in the far side corner, back to the point. Looking, sliding across the high slot. There's a shot, there's a no tip. Darlene can't find the handle. Now he slides it up, but it's still held by the Wildcats as they roll in. Another shot, hits traffic, pitchforked out. Here's his chance for Hester, rolling. Oh, and the Wildcats were right there to pick that one up. But Hester's still on the case. He's pesky. Darlene stood up on the line, and the Wildcats come in 2-on-2. Sent back behind the net. Held back right at the point, looking, firing a shot, legged away by Quick. Another quick shot, off target. Then it rolls into the corner for Potter. Potter tries to pitch it up the wall, still held down low, right across the crease, nobody home. Helmer now picks it up, bangs it up, still held by the Wildcats. They roll in on the high circle, nothing. Helmer now finally finds that gap and sends it all the way down. A foot race for Ivany, he's going to get there first. Oh, and he's banged off the puck. He goes hard into the wall, slow to get up. No whistle or anything as the Wildcats continue their advance up through the neutral zone. Gaining on the right side, rolling in all the way across. Bauer keeping his man to the outside. Into the slot, thwarted there. Well done by Darlene. Hornets out of the box. No, they're not out of the box. They should be out of the box, but they're not. Yeah, they are out of the box. Up into the webbing. I looked down in the penalty area, and that misconduct dude is still in the box, but the Hornets are at full strength with 3:04 to play. So Bergmeyer, Kervita, and Wilkins on. Backed up by Bauer and Darlene. Darlene sliding around the net, hits the side of the net. It's out front. An errant pass that hit the side of the net, and the Wildcats connect, cutting the deficit in half. A 2-1 game with 2:57 remaining in the second. Unfortunate. That's the way it goes in youth hockey. So Bergmeyer on the draw, sent back to Darlene, who gives it to Bauer. Bauer looks up ice, sent it to Bergmeyer. Bergmeyer gains on the left side, rolls in around the circle, looking to center. Surveys, hassled by two Wildcats as he deftly moves aside. Short side shot, rebound, nothing. And here come the Wildcats on the reverse. Looking up ice, thwarted by Bauer, well done. Now it's Charlie's turn, tries to sneak it past. Sent out, Bauer contains, throws it harmlessly down deep into the Wildcat zone. Wilkins chases his man. It's held up there by Ewers in the high slot. Ewers turns, fires. It's there. It's a rebound. Charlie's dish it forward. Oh! Dorsey couldn't turn the corner on it, or Ferreira. Sent back to Darlene at the point. Darlene fires. There's the tip. There it is out front. There it is. Can't get the wood on it, and it's sent out of the zone. Darlene now. Up the right side. A bit too far for Ewers, but the Hornets contain. Sent in all the way back to Potts. Potts looks up ice, gets it to Darlene. Darlene shovels it up, a bit too far for Ewers, and it slides into the Wildcat zone. Right out front, nobody home, sticked away. Ewers still in the corner, looking. Back to Darlene. Darlene, quick shot, legged away. Good pressure by the Hornets in these waning minutes of the second period, where we get an icing with 1:35 to play. So Dorsey, Ferrara, and Ewers backed up by Potts and Potter. Puck slides out, recovered by the Wildcats as they roll through the neutral zone. Potts holds this man to the outside, and is Potter going to be there to race down and clutch that puck. Wildcats come away, try a quick shot on the left side, nothing doing. As they again slide it out on the point, and here comes Dorsey who gets it up to Ferrara. Ferrara now rolling onto the left side, rolling in. He's got Dorsey out front. He tried to toe drag. It sneaks through, but he plows his man into the boards. Look at that. Out front. There it is. Steered away by the Wildcats as it goes into the corner, and they try to sweep it around. Ferrara now. Quick shot to Dorsey. Oh, one-timer. He doesn't see it. There it is by Potts. There's another. Dorsey still trying to steer it around, looking. Slides it out to Potts at the high slot. Fires into traffic. Still holding it. Tipped it down. Look at Potts. He's unstoppable. Just keeps it in the zone. Wildcats looking to break out through the neutral zone. Held by Ivany with 36 seconds to play. Wildcats just now slam it down, and we get an icing with 31 seconds left. What action in front of the net. But no goal. So Ivany, Hester, and Nolan come on, backed up by Bauer and Helmer. Ivany on the draw. Puck sneaks back to the point, into some traffic, and skitters out of the zone, and thrown back to Bauer at neutral zone. Up to Ivany. Ivany gains, throws it over to Hester. Hester tries a toe drag, and Ivy's right behind, and he slaps it all the way down to the corner. Puck skitters rink wide, and Helmer holds and throws it down all the way down deep again. 10 seconds to play in the period. From behind the net, Wildcats look to break out. All the way up, one touch pass. This one's going to sneak down and end the period. And that's it. As we head to break for Zamboni time, Hornets 2, Wildcats 1. And we'll see you in 8 minutes, I think. Yes. All right, we're just waiting for the third period to get underway. Hornets with the slimmest of margins, leading 2-1 here as we enter the final frame of this contest. Wildcats are putting on significant pressure at the end of the second period. Let's hope the Hornets can regain their momentum. And we're going to start out with Ivany, Hester, and Nolan, backed up by Helmer and Bauer. And away we go. Puck slides back down into the Wildcat zone as they collect behind the net. Looking up in the breakout pass, the Wildcats now dish it into the slot, and it's intercepted momentarily, and here come the Wildcats through the neutral zone. Gaining the line and throwing it on net. Another quick shot, turned away by Quick and smothered up. A little bit of a lax back check by the Hornets as they allowed the Wildcats to just roll in, but no damage. Some sort of equipment malfunction by the Wildcats, and we're set to go. Ivany ready for the drop to the right of Quickie. Puck slides all the way back. Potter skips it all the way around, a bit too far for Nolan. Into the slot area, dangerous. Picked up by the Wildcats in the high slot. They're rolling now down and scooping it all the way down and into the webbing. So the fake Mario Lemieux has now come out of the box for the Wildcats to rejoin his team after some sort of unsportsmanlike conduct call. Meanwhile, we have a line change for the Hornets as Dorsey, Ewers, and Ferrara come on, backed up by Potts and Potter. Puck tied up in the dots, sneaks away. Ewers now rolling through the neutral zone. Gets it over to Ferrara. Ferrara breaking on the left side, rolling in, a firing shot, a clanker! Did you hear the clank? Here comes the reverse. Wildcats trying to steal through the neutral zone, just over the stick of Dorsey. And the puck pounds over to Potts, who slides it down into the Wildcat zone. Wildcats looking to now break through the neutral zone. A stick too far, and Potter collects for the Hornets as he slides it behind the net to Potts. Potts looks up ice. Goes back to Potter. Potter now surveys. Gets it up to Ferrara. Ferrara banging away at it. Still banging. Wildcats holding the zone. Sliding on the net. A shot was partially deflected, and Potts meets it on the far side wall. Hand passes it up. Ewers tries to throw it, and they catch him on the hand pass. And the Hornets bring fresh horses with Wilkins, Kervita, and Bergmeyer. Backed up by Dahlin and Helmer. Refs conferring about some ref stuff. Don't know what it is, but here we go. Bergmeyer on the drop. The fake Mario Lemieux booted out of the circle. As the puck is now dancing across the slot, Charlie Wilkins now stealing around the net, sliding up the wall to Kervita. Puck slammed back down by the Wildcats. Dahlin, looking for daylight, sends it over to Helmer. Helmer on the near side boards, gets it up to Bergmeyer, who goes through the neutral zone. It's slapped back down, and they slide it back down into the Hornet zone. Dahlin picking it up, rounding the net, looking up ice, looking for an outlet. Just past Wilkins' stick or Kervita's stick, and Bergmeyer ties his man up on the boards. Puck sent right back down into the zone. Dahlin's going to pick this one up, send it all the way over to Helmer. Helmer back to Dahlin. Dahlin now turns, burns, surveys. Nice pass there to Wilkins into the slot. Wilkins powering through the neutral zone, gaining the line and throwing it on net. Cleared aside by the Wildcat tender. Wilkins pinned up on the boards, and he blows a tire. Wildcats from behind the net, looking to break out. Up on the wall, sent all the way back to Darlene at the red line. Darlene backpedals, tries to get it up to Hester. And now here's a break. And the Wildcats must have been out of gas. He had a clear lane there. Bauer sliding it back to Potter. Potter now looks up ice, gets it to Nolan. Nolan breaking through the neutral zone. He loses the puck. Must be sticky. I don't know. All the way back to Bauer. Bauer now around the net, hassled, drops it for Potter. And the Hornets look to do it again. Hornets having a little trouble breaking out. Nolan now stealing it up, banging on the near side boards. Gets it into the zone, drops it to Hester. Hester pestered out of the way. Nolan still on the puck, rolling it around. 3. Now it's back to Nolan again. Behind the net. Oh, here it is in the slot. Bauer looking. Back to Potter. Potter, give it to Cranker. A snapshot goes wide. Ivany now in the corner. Slides it back to Bauer. Bauer on the circle. Fires off a skate blade. And Hester is now in the corner on the far side. Drops it back. Sends it back all the way to Ivany behind the net. Ivany looking to center. Ivany curling around the circle. Looking. Pestered. Still working it. Now dances through the slot. All the way over to Hester. Hester out front. Oh, yes! Did you see it? The connection with Nolan. Hester to Nolan. The patience by Ivany to roll it through, get it to Hester, and then bank it over to Nolan for Nolan's second goal of the game. And the Hornets have restored their 2-goal margin. 3-1 with 11:23 left to play in the third period. Dorsey, Ferrara, and Ewers on, backed up by Darlene and Potts. Boys banging back and forth. Ferrara now gains on the left side, walks in alone, sneaks through a D, tries to skate it through, nothing, powered aside. Sneaks across to the far side boards as the Wildcats look to break out. A stretch pass isn't handled, and Darlene holds at the red line. Long shot. Oh, and it's right into the wickets, but it is saved. And we'll do it again to the right of the tender. Dorsey on the draw. Tries to slide it back, goes into the ref skates, into the wall. Wildcats now tried to chip it up. Sneaks it by Darlene, and here come the Wildcats in a 2-on-1 situation. Long shot, steered away by Quickie. Collin tries to slide it up. It's intercepted by the Wildcats into the skates, and Potts takes over. Potts slides it up to Dorsey. Dorsey slides it through. He's going to get his own. Can he sneak it over? Yes, he can. Yes, no, yes. Oh, and the shot. It's in the slot. And here comes the Wildcats on the reverse. Back and forth hockey. 3-on-1 situation. Darlene, last man back. Long shot. Steered aside by Cricky with the waffle and out of the zone. What a tremendous sequence as the Wildcats look to restore order in their own zone. Ooh, Dorsey on a long pass disrupted across the crease as the Wildcats struggle to break out here. Wilkins now banging his way up the boards, and the Wildcats look to break. Pestered there by Kervita, who takes over, slides it back across to Charlie. Charlie now gains on the left side, walking his way in, stick checked away, but he's still on the puck. Rolling around, Kervita in to help out. Kervita now bangs it down to Bergmeyer. Bergmeyer from the corner, looks, powered off the puck. Stick on the ice in the way. Kervita kicks it soccer style and rolls behind the net, looking to center. Backs it back to Bergmeyer. Bergmeyer into the slot, deflected away, and here comes the Wildcats on a 3-on-2. Bauer taken down, no call. As the Wildcats look to reset in the neutral zone. All the way back to the D, sliding up a long rink-wide pass. Sticked away nicely by Bauer. Bergmeyer on the wall, tries to chip it up, and we get an offsides. 9:20 left, 3-1 Hornets. As Ivany, Hester, and Nolan come on, backed up by Helmer and Bauer. Puck tied up on the dot. Nolan sends it back to Helmer. Helmer looks up ice. Curling, wheeling, dirling, all the way over to Bauer. Bauer now. Long stretch pass, just a bit too far for Nolan, and sneaks all the way down into the Wildcat zone. Buck in the near side corner. Wildcats trying to break out. Stopped short there by Ivany and Hester battling their way. All the way back to Helmer, who throws it right back down. Wildcats now looking to break out. One touch pass, sneaks past. Ivany there, nice back check as Helmer curls and looks at an outlet. All the way up to Nolan, one touch to Ivany. Ivany gains on the left side. He's got Hester. A shot, legged away. All the way back to Potts. Potts now at the red line. Sends it right on the line. Hester now banged off the puck. Trailer there. Yes, Bergmeyer firing. That's Potts. On net, nothing. Puck out of the zone. Potts retreats. He's hassled by a Wildcat and it sends it back to Helmer. Helmer looks up ice. Slides it up to Nolan. Nolan at the red line. He's going to gain on the left side. Rolls in. Looks to center it. All the way around the circle. There it is. Tried to shove it short side. Still out front. There it is. Banging away. And it's a... Was that a goal? That's a goal. Ivany. I think. In the mass confusion in front of the net, the Hornets have scored. I'm calling it out for Ivany. Just a scramble in front. He put it home. I didn't quite see it. We'll have to look too far for Ferrara. And we sides with 7:48 remaining in this contest. Hornets in firm control, 4-1. Dorsey on the draw, comes back, and the Wildcats look to gain the entry to the zone and stick to side by Quick. Potts up on the wall. Banging. A lot of boys up on the wall. Comes away, sneaks all the way across to Ferrara on his backhand side. Oh, and he almost pickpocketed there on the D. Dorsey in to help out. Dorsey blows a tire. Everyone's going down. Ewers powers his way through. And the Wildcats regain control and throw it back into the Hornet zone. Potter on the turn. Just a bit too far for Ferrara. Collected by the Wildcat D. They go D to D, looking for an outlet pass. Stopped short on the line there by Ewers. Well done. Hornets with a good forecheck, holding the zone. Sliding up on the line, trying to sneak it through. Ferrara flexing his muscle there, blowing his man off the puck. Ferrara picking it up, walking in on the circle, all the way around, looking to center, looking around the net, try to stuff her. And it sneaks back into the near side corner. Wildcats shovel it out. It's a foot race. Can Potts get there? Yes, he can. He's tied up. He's tied down. It's into the slot. It's tipped away, and Dorsey is there to clean up. Dorsey behind the net, looking up the ice. With speed, rolls up the left side. He just leaves it up the sidewall for Wilkins. And Wilkins now chasing into the corner. He's pinned against the wall. Kavita in to help out. Wildcats struggling to break out. Sneaks out of the zone, and Darlene will have to recollect and reset. Darlene takes it up the ice in the middle. Soft shot on net. He collects his own rebound. Another shot off the irons on the left side. Bergmeyer in the corner. Wheeling, dealing. Leaves it for Charlie back behind the net. Charlie wheels from the corner. Looks for an option. Blows a tire. Pushed aside. Boys piled up in the corner. And we're going to cross-check. Somebody got a cross-check. Looks like the Hornets will be on the man advantage for the next 2 minutes with 5:54 to play on a cross-check by the Wildcats. So we'll have Ivany, Hester, and Nolan backed up by Helmer and Darlene on the power play. Puck comes back to Helmer. Helmer slides it over to Darlene. Darlene from the point. Skates across the blue line, sends it down to Ivany. Ivany all the way down to Hester in the corner. Back to Ivany. Ivany looks, back to Hester. Hester looking to center, back to Ivany. Ivany throws it to Helmer. High slot, fires, scooped away by the Wildcat. Tender. Puck freed, sent back to Helmer at the point. Skates across the blue line, looks all the way over to Ivany on the circle. Fires over the net. Darlene down low, now at the sidewall, circling into the high slot, over to Ivany. Ivany fires off the side of the twine. Wildcats having trouble gaining possession here as the Hornet effective power play gets it back to the point to Helmer. Helmer back to Ivany at the point, down to Helmer at the wall. All the way across to Darlene. Darlene circles back, looks for an outlet, all the way across. Helmer now unloads into traffic, deflected, and the puck sneaks out of the zone. And Quickie will have to give a fast break charge up to Nolan. Nolan now through the neutral zone with speed. Gaining in the center, looking across. Nolan fires. And trapped away by the Wildcat tender with 4:43 left in this game. So Dorsey Ferrara and Ewers come on, backed up by Bauer and Potts. Puck tied up in the line, sent all the way back, just over the skate of Dorsey. Sneaks out of the zone, and Potts collects it mid-ice. Potts bangs it up to Dorsey. Dorsey now shovels it up to Ferrara. Ferrara gains on the left side, powers down, drops it to Dorsey. Dorsey now sets up from the side to Bauer. Bauer in the high slot, fires! There's a trapper, there's Dorsey. Can he scoop it around? Working it. All the way back to Bauer. Bauer from the point, fires, trapped away. Good puck movement by the Hornets. And we'll do it again. Ferrara ties it up, sends it back, just a bit too far for Potts to contain in the zone. Potts races back, slides it up on the sideboards all the way up to Ewers. Ewers chips it up the boards to Dorsey. Dorsey has Ferrara. He's wheeling in. He sends it. Oh, on Ferrara's backside. Just didn't quite get it back to Bauer at the point. Skating across into the high slot, firing. Waffled away, all the way back. Wildcats snuck out of the zone, right out of the box. Now Ferrara gives chase all the way down. Slings it around to the far side wall as the Wildcats just shovel it out of the zone. And this will be picked up by Bauer. 3.5 minutes to play. Sent all the way across to Potts. Potts fires it up to Kurvita just beyond his stick, and it sneaks into the Wildcat zone. Kurvita now, relentless, still on the puck, rolling around. He has no reinforcements as the Hornets went for a line change. Here come the Wildcats through the neutral zone. Back check by Charlie, well done. All the way back to Potter. Potter slides it up to Wilkins. Wilkins sends it up on the backside, now to Kurvita. Kurvita to Bergmeyer, intercepted in the slot, and Wilkins still banging away at it. Here's a 3-on-2 situation brewing. Wilkins down the right side. He's got Bergmeyer, he's got Kurvita, all the way over to Kurvita. Oh, and he can't find the handle on it. No shot. A long pitchfork out of the zone. Potter now slides it to Darlene. Darlene looking up ice. A lot of free flow as the game has opened up and it's pushed all the way down, and Darlene gets his own rebound. Overskates the puck. Wildcats desperately trying to get something going in the waning minutes of this game. Potter from the red line. Pinches it up and throws it into the zone, and we get an offsides. With 2:33 remaining. So we had Hester, Ivany, and Nolan coming on. Ivany enters the zone, just shovels it down deep, where Hester gives chase. Puck slides around the back wall. Here comes the Wildcats on a breakout through the neutral zone as they try to push it in the zone. Intercepted. Hornets doing a good job of disrupting play, but the Wildcats do sneak it in and looking for a centering pass. All the way on the wall, a missed connection there, and it sneaks out of the zone. 2 minutes to play. Nolan gives chase into the zone. Wildcats go D to D as they look for an opening. Sliding up on the wall on the backside. Wildcats now throwing it into the Hornet zone. Darlene sweeps across the crease, slides it back to Potter, and Potter looks for open ice. Potter sending it up to Hester. Hester down the right side. Nice toe drag, but intercepted. And the puck slides all the way back where Darlene will have to do it again. Darlene looks up ice, saucer pass to Hester at mid-ice, gaining on the right side, sneaking through. He's got Nolan. Nolan, oh, in the last second, there's Ivany, and Ivany sneaks it through the wickets. Did you see it? Hornets 5, Waconia 1 with 1:20 to play in the third period. Wildcat Tender made a great initial save, but Ivory was right there, right between the legs. So Dorsey, Ewers, and Ferrara come on. Puck slides back into the Hornet zone. Helmer working it against a bigger guy, but he sneaks around deftly. Puck into the slot, still banging. Comes away, another shot, partially deflected. Bauer now collects in the corner. Sliding up on the wall, contained for a moment. That should have been offsides, but they didn't call it. Ewers now slides it across to Ferrara. Ferrara gains on the left side, tries to get it to Dorsey, and it sneaks back, and Dorsey throws it up. Right into the slot for Dorsey. Dorsey toe drag. Did you see that? Oh, and he tried to throw it to the right side. Beautiful move, but nothing. All the way down to Ewers in the corner. Into the slot, a bang. Saved by the Wildcat Tender as they just throw it out of the zone with 36 seconds left. Quick sends a long pass up to Ferrara. Ferrara throws it across to Ewers. Ewers now gains, gets it in. Just a bit too far as Dorsey was tied up in the slot. Puck comes back, sneaks out of the zone. Helmer sends it to Bauer. Bauer looks up ice, looks, gets it to Ewers. Ewers on the line, throws it up, collected there, in, Dorsey. Nice toe drag. There's another shot. There it is again. The rebound, nothing. Dorsey tied up, still in his skates, still working it. Nobody can seem to get their handle on it. Dorsey from the corner looks up. And that's it, people. That's a wrap. A decisive victory. Rio Hornets have come out on top 5-1. And a very successful weekend where we dispatched both Minnetonka and vanquished an earlier loss to Waconia by soundly defeating them 5-1 tonight. As for when the next game is, I don't know. So stay tuned. Keep an eye on your calendars. And enjoy the rest of your Sunday evening with a victory here at Braemar West Arena. Hornets 5, Waconia 1.